brakes, no filters. This is Life is Fast. I'm your host, Steve. Let's dive right in. On tonight's episode, we are here with the one and only Jayden Shiffer. Jayden, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Glad to be here. That's for sure.
So I know you're down in Florida. How's the weather compared to at home? I'm sure you're a little bit warmer, even though I know there's quite a cold front going on down there.
I mean, today it was pretty rainy. It's been raining since this morning. To today was our off day, so that's pretty good. Got 2 good days yesterday, but it's finally warming back up. It was like down in the 30s just a little bit ago.
I know you got friggin', all the iguanas and stuff falling out of the trees down there because once it hits 40s, their bodies don't know how to handle it, and then they go into that like hibernating, whatever word you want to say, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just fall from the trees. I keep seeing videos of it.
that's pretty
I was
funny.
hoping to see it when I went down there, but yeah, I didn't. There's people, and apparently it's good eating too. So I mean, they're just piling up truckloads of these iguanas and
Really?
doing that. I mean, they are invasive. Yeah, it was. I watched the one dude was making iguana tacos. Another dude was cooking it like steak, small little steaks and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's
Apparently,
pretty
it's
cool.
they call them chicken of the trees. Whatever. I don't know. I think I skipped that, but yeah, I'm glad you're finally here. I've been wanting to get you on here on the podcast. So we're just going to talk about your career, what you're up to, what you did, and all sorts of stuff. And we'll talk about Supercross. I always like talking about the previous round of Supercross and what went on there. So uh, a lot of our viewers will probably know your name, obviously. But for those
Yeah.
of them that do not know you, introduce yourself, give us a little bit of background, where you're from, your age, and all that good basic stuff.
All right. Yeah. So I'm Jayden Shiffer. I'm from Millersburg, Pennsylvania. 18 years old just of this month, and I've been racing quads for about 10 years now. About 4 or 5, probably AT motocross level, but I made a jump up to B class last year and had a really good year.
You did you went man, time sure as flies, and not only are you just older in age, and happy birthday, but you went from this, young little short guy that was only as tall as me to a friggin' giant like your dad. You sprouted like a damn
Yeah,
foot and a half in the last couple years. But
yeah, that's for
man,
sure.
yeah, so it's crazy. I still forget that you're, older now. I still think you that, 13, 14, 15-year-old kid ripping around the track. And man, when I saw your birthday posts, a week or so ago, I just phew, makes me feel old as hell. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Shit. So you're down at Decker's. You're down there at his training facility. That's also, if I remember correctly, the opening round of the national series. So how's the training been going? I know you've been busting your ass, down there. You've been down there for, forever at this point during the off season training. How's it been going? I know he's got a couple different tracks there too. He's got a, regular dirt track, but then he's got a sand track too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does have that sand track too. They like remodeled that one completely over just a couple months ago, probably I'd say, and changed a couple things on the main track. But yeah, it's definitely been a great time down here so far. My second year training down here. Definitely been putting in the work with Joel and Zach, preparing for those new classes. We
Yeah.
usually do like 2 days, 1 day off, depending on weather. It can definitely get a little bit different depending on that, but definitely been grinding for sure.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, like I said, even just watching you last season, and then watching you move up to B class, it was you're a force to be reckoned with. I know you ran, was it Pro Am or the expert class you started running with the D6 last, towards the end of the season? Which class was it?
At the end of the season, I was in Pro Sport and Expert. I ran both of them. So, um,
Okay,
I
gotcha.
was able to actually at the one round at Sleepy Hollow, I got second, and I was leading the race, and ended up making a mistake and getting
Hmm.
passed by Ian. But
Yep. Yep, but it's crazy. Like I said, most of you guys, this is I think my fourth or fifth year, with D6. just watching you guys evolve is crazy, and then to watch you all of a sudden you're in pro sport and the expert class, I'm like, holy shit, where the hell
Yeah.
did the time go? Like, damn, you're making all these
Right,
big
right.
moves, and now you're really training down there, so that's just going to make it even more exciting, this season, especially with these pro guys, like Nick Janusin, Rastrelli, and Wesley, and all those guys retiring this season. It's going to make it, you know, it's going to be a good season. I'm really looking forward to it. Same as Supercross, with those guys on TV, with all the
Yeah.
team changes and that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to the season to start for sure. I think it's going to be really good, really exciting. You got the newbies coming up like Heath Hanna. You got Tyler Moreland running the second full year. Who else was it?
Yeah. They've been running
Damian
with Heath
Hubert
for a
is
while.
jumping to pro class. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's down there too still, isn't he? He was
Yeah.
he was
We've been
on here.
training a lot.
He's a good guy, dude.
Really
Yeah,
good
he's
guy.
been busting his ass. I mean, yeah, another young guy like yourself, he's only a couple years older, but I mean, I'm kind of jealous you guys are down there, not just because it's nicer weather, but you get to hang out with Joel and Zach and all those guys at a track for months at a time, just having fun. Even though you're busting your ass, it's still way better than just normal life.
Yeah. I mean, I love that I get to do this. Definitely blessed for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's jump into the pros and this season coming up. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions? Who do you think's going to be giving Joel a run for his money this season?
My opinion, I don't think anybody will be there for Joel. I think we could see a battle for second.
No?
I heard that maybe Bryce won't be racing, so maybe Brandon will have a good year and he won't have Bryce in his head as much. So,
Yeah,
but
I did
I'm
hear
gonna
that
uh,
that Bryce may not. I hope he is though.
yeah. I mean, I think we're gonna see some big moves from Mason.
Uh,
All right.
so yeah, I know Mason's been down there training. He's doing really good. I'm looking forward to him this season. I'm really looking forward to everybody. Joey Norris, all these guys. Um, it's gonna be good. I really do hope Bryce does race. If not, you know, best wishes. It just makes room for
Yeah.
somebody else to step up, like Brandon or these other guys. Um, but I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't watching the videos though on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, it just doesn't do justice for what it's like watching a race in person. My first race was PVR, and that was when Joel, for whatever reason, had a really shitty start. I forget what happened. And he was last place out of the gate. And by the time those guys were done, I think it was like 10 or 12 seconds ahead of everybody. And I was just like
Yeah.
mind blown.
N-
It was
He's
crazy, and
insanely
it's the same
fast.
as watching Supercross. Yeah,
Yeah. Same
it's
with
just
like it.
I love
It
all
does
these
happen at
pro guys,
Supercross.
you know what I mean? But yeah, like Joel, he's like Tomac. He's got that extra bit in him. And
Yeah.
it's unmatched. I mean, I know Eli gets beat, every now and then, whatever shit happens, just like the last round, where he unfortunately crashed. But
Yeah. He
they're
would have
just,
won that.
they're on a different level. Oh yeah, he definitely. Man, I was really hoping, but also in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that Coop was going to win because he always does very well in a triple
At Triple
crown
Crown.
race.
Yep.
He Yeah, he always does really well on a Triple Crown. So, I mean, I'm a Deegan fan. I was stoked.
Yeah, me too.
He had a good clean race. He was aggressive, with his passes, but nothing, dirty like people complain about. So that was cool.
Dirty. Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm a big
Kitchen.
Deegan fan, and
Yeah,
like they'll
yeah.
be
I mean,
and yeah,
he's got the
like
skills.
they'll like be talking about, oh, take him out to anybody else riding, but then when Deegan takes somebody out, they complain, you know?
Yes, yes, they cry rivers. Yes, and if you're obviously you're young, but I know you've seen the videos of old school, like, Ricky Carmichael and Stewart and all those guys.
Yeah,
Dude, if you really saw some of the aggressiveness back then, it's still nothing compared to what Deegan does.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
last year with Shimoda, like that was just stupid. I love
That was
Deegan, but he
stupid.
shouldn't have been screwing around like that. I like you just go. You would have had it, but if you watch the older races, you know, from '90s and even the early 2000s, dude, it's nothing compared to what Deegan does. So, so all
Yeah,
these haters really just need to shut up. Um, does he get has he gotten too aggressive a little bit a couple times? Yes. So
maybe.
is Barsha, and now everybody fucking loves
Yep.
Barsha now again because he's back to you know, a competitive but um less aggressive on the passes and stuff, you know what I mean? But watching Deegan do it, it's enjoyable. But I did enjoy watching a clean race again this last weekend. Same as what was
Yeah,
it
for sure.
A2? He did the same thing. He was aggressive, but he had like right down to the wire there. You know, passing somebody aggressively but clean. You know, didn't push him
Yeah.
really off the track. Didn't T-bone him. Didn't you know? Didn't get you know to them as close as he did screwing out with Shimoda, you know, at the end of last year. But I just I love the haters, and I love it when they can't say shit. Just like last weekend, he ran
Yeah.
3 back to back to back great races. He dominated it again, and you know, it's he's got the skills to back up. You know, his not only his riding but his shit talking. I mean, in the
Yeah.
interview they were talking about Levi Kitchen, and he said, "Who?" Like,
Yeah, that was funny.
Levi is the same as Sexton. You expect something good, and then they screw it up. And you know
Yeah,
what? As
exactly.
great of a rider as they both are, uh, they still got they still got something they got to dial in their heart. I think is where they need to get better because they both have the skills. I mean, Sexton's an amazing racer. You know, he's great, and Kitchen's great too on 250. But I think they're going to get their bikes dialed in a little bit better this season, and I think they need to put a little more heart into. Yeah, I mean, like I said, with Sexton and Kitchen, they gotta get a little more passion, I think they have to have for the racing itself, and I think everything else will kinda click into place again. Um, like, you could see Deegan, he's got the skills, he's got the heart, he's got the drive and determination, and it flows, you know, with these guys switching Jason Anderson, of all people, I personally have not seen him ride great the last few years, or at least in my opinion, he hasn't ridden great. Now that he switched to Suzuki, dude, he's riding
Mhm.
friggin' awesome with Roxon. You got Tomac that switched to KTM, you got Prado that's back to KTM. All these team switches are freaking phenomenal in my opinion. Everybody's doing great with the exception of Jay Sexton. He's got to get it under control and not make the dumb mistakes. You know, I think he
Yeah.
gets in his own head even when he's out in front, you know. And I mean it can happen to anybody, but at this point he doesn't disappoint. He screws something up every damn race, you know. But it still
Mhm.
makes for good racing, I guess.
Yeah.
So, you know. But let's get back to you. I love Supercross, but let's get back to you. So
Yeah.
you're making the jump this season. You're going to be running a full season in B class. Are you going to be running? Can you run pro sport at the
So,
nationals yet, or no?
last year I ran B class. This year I'm moving up to Pro Sport A and College Boy. Well, I'm rerunning College Boy.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so pro sport is the A. Okay, gotcha. So what track are you looking forward to most of the season?
Um, Not necessarily a certain one. I like them all. I really had to pick. I'd probably say PVR or Sunset. I always have a good time at PVR. Usually have a good race there, so
Now,
definitely like it there.
have you been to Muddy Creek yet? I know that's on the schedule this season. Have you ever been there before to race?
I have been there once a long time ago. I don't really remember it too well. I just remember there's a big step up or big uphill triple, and yeah, definitely need to do my research and watch some videos.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I could make it to that one, but I'm not. I'll be at uh PVR. I'll be at Buds. I'll be at Briarcliff this year, and I will be at what was the other one? Baja Acres. Um, so I will be there. I forget which one. I mean, throw it out there. Tri-City Raceway. That's your track. We have our race at Tri-City, and then the next weekend is either, I think it's the Baja
I think it's
Acres is right
Briarcliff
after that. I'm
or
actually
Baja Acres, one of them.
it's one of them, yeah, and I actually I took the whole week off of work actually because there's no point in me driving all the way home for 2 days to turn around. So hopefully your dad doesn't care that I stay at your track in
No, I'm
between
sure he won't.
because there's no sense in
Maybe
me
we can
going
do
home.
another podcast.
Hell yeah. Some podcasts, some videos while I'm there. Absolutely. I am definitely game for that because I got the whole week. So, and I've never been to Ohio or Michigan. So,
Yeah.
it'll be fun little road trip going out there to, for me. So I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
that. Not
maybe
just
you
the
can
tracks
film some for
themselves, but
my
just
vlog.
being out there. Again, that was another thing I was getting ready to to lead into
What?
is your vlog. You've got your own YouTube channel. That's another reason I wanted you to, join. How's that going? I know you just uploaded a new video. I think it was yesterday or today. I haven't watched it yet, but how's that been going?
It's been going pretty good, definitely trying to stay consistent with it right now. I think, since I started, I've been pretty consistent with it. I have about 9 videos, I would say. Definitely been grinding that, hoping that takes off, but love doing it, and that's what's important, so.
Exactly. That is very important, and I know consistency is definitely key. I know. I think it was. I guess the last 2 weeks here, I haven't put out an episode. Just everybody's been a bit too busy to record. So I was trying to stay consistent with a weekly, video release myself. So I think I'm going to change it and do every 2 weeks. Because it's hard, even just, vlogging with yourself, it's hard to keep that consistency sometimes between, school and work and family and all the other, stuff that comes into
Yeah,
play. So,
100%.
I've been watching you grind and I 110% support you. I like the videos and they're just getting better. And, when you get further, along with the editing and start doing even more, your following is just gonna one day you're gonna wake up and it's just poof, it's just gonna friggin'
Yeah, thank you.
explode exponentially. Yeah, so I enjoy it. So I'm looking forward. I gotta watch that new video. I was way too busy at work today to take a listen and watch, but I'm
Yeah,
probably when
that's
we're done
cool.
this, I'll put it on
Yeah,
while I'm
thank you.
editing because I got I got a 34-inch monitor now, so I can slide something onto the side and watching it, not in the way of my editing. But yeah, I've been enjoying it, and I know your dad and Kirsten and all. Everybody's very supportive, which is awesome. I know
Yeah,
everybody at D6, is supporting you, so it's good. And I'll make sure that I tag your account on here so everybody can just go click and go right
yeah, thank you.
to
Thank you
your
for your
page
support.
and hopefully subscribe. Absolutely. That's how we build each other up. Don't tear each other down. You know what I mean?
Right?
So, yeah, we all want the same thing. We want to have fun and be
Yeah, 100%.
successful. So, yeah, everybody starts at the bottom. I'm still at the bottom. But as it grows, you know what I mean? Hopefully Joel and some of these pros this season will join me here on the podcast, and I know that'll help.
Yeah,
So, another year or two, you're going to be on here as a pro yourself too. Just like I had Heath on here and Tyler, so, I want to have not just motocross people on here though. I want to have anybody because work-life balance is really for anything. Doesn't matter if you're racing or you play basketball or baseball or you don't even play a sport. Just say you have
yeah,
extracurriculars at school, debate club or drama club or, marching band, anything. There's always a line of work-life balance, and work
yeah,
doesn't have to necessarily be the adulting work. School is hard. Sports is hard. It's all work, but it's still enjoyable. So I want to hit, you know, I want to hit some entrepreneurs that are not at all tied to motocross and get different perspectives of that. I may even find, a coach or two, from town, even, our baseball or football team, and get a, kind of a coach's perspective on work life balance and working and running a team and all that stuff. just like you got to hit different aspects to keep it spicy, and keep everybody's attention.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about doing the vlogging? What do you like the most? Do you like filming it the most? Do you like the end result after you edit the most? What part do you like the best, or do you enjoy the most out of it? I mean, it's all fun. I know it can be
So,
frustrating when you edit sometimes, but
honestly, I don't know if that's really what I like about it. So, I mean, it's always something I wanted to do. I always wanted to be a social media star. Well, and anything I was ever told by people, they always said, "You can't do that. You'll never make it." And honestly, that's one of my biggest things. I just want to prove them wrong. I love doing it, and I'm not gonna stop until I make it. So,
hell yeah. What's funny is even though people don't tell me that I will not make it doing this stuff, I know there's the haters out there. They compare me to, these other guys that have podcasts, even in the motocross. But you know what? It's no different than my photography. When I first started, nobody knew who I was. Nobody could tell if it was my photo. Nobody knew my name in other states. But with hard work, persistence, dedication, I got people in other states that have never seen me a day in their life. I have never been to their state or their track, and they already know my name because I've built
yeah,
that name and that following. And it goes the same with the podcast and your vlogging. Everybody starts at the bottom, but you don't need to necessarily compare, one to another. Everybody wants,
yeah,
a piece of the
100%.
pie for success. And there's plenty of pie for everybody, in this. You
Yeah,
see how
right.
many social media, icons there are all over the damn world. I mean, nobody needs to starve when it comes to social media. There's plenty of room
Yeah,
for all of us. But I definitely
yeah,
understand with you
100%.
wanting to prove people wrong. I want to prove myself wrong. I have doubts in myself with it. I know the first few episodes I was really nervous. I was very hesitant to do it even. And it came down to a last minute decision that I decided to, do it and keep doing it. And I'm not going to stop. Whether you like it or not, I really don't care. I'm doing it because I'm enjoying it. And I know there's haters out there that I'm going to prove wrong. Simple as
Yeah,
that,
100%.
you know?
Honestly, I love the haters. They help me
Uh-huh.
honestly keep going with everything. Makes us feel,
Yeah.
I just want to prove them wrong.
Yeah, it's motivation, honestly, and it's the same, I back to Deegan, with Deegan, I know he had said it jokingly, it was nice to hear cheers for a change or something like that. So, yeah, he loves the haters.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
drives him to just keep doing what he doing what he does, but I know a good part of him was like, "Oh, shit, like, they're actually cheering for me this time." So
Yeah,
it's the same with
that was
us,
pretty cool.
it's the haters motivate, but when you hear the good things too, it's good, it's another type of
Yeah.
motivation that keeps us pushing forward, and not giving up.
I mean, so actually, something to do with the Deegans and my vlogs. So I actually got in contact with Haley Deegan, and she's supposed to be coming out hopefully to do a
Oh, you
vlog
did?
with me. So
At Tri-City?
yeah, she's gonna try to. Her and her fiance are supposed to be racing my sprint cars.
Oh, yeah. Man, I forgot all about you and sprint cars. We gotta talk about that too. Shit, I'm a horrible host. That completely slipped my damn mind talking about all the other stuff. Yeah, so tell us about the sprint. What made you wanna get into that? I mean, because obviously you got a gift for racing. That's a given. I I don't know about anybody else, but I had no clue that you had interest in racing sprint cars, so that's pretty sick.
So honestly, I never really did. My dad bought the track and he's like, got me a car. And he's like, why don't you try this? And honestly, I kept pushing it off to after the racing season was over for quads. And I got out there one time and honestly, it clicked. I kind of love it. I do love it. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. And definitely gonna be doing a lot more races of that this year. Growing my following in cars. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, that was, I think, the weekend of our Tri-City last year with our D6. That was your first actual race that night, wasn't it?
now it's my first actual race. I had a lot of support. I had Zach there with me, Bryce Ford there with me. They're all helping me out. It was definitely a great time.
Yeah, it was cool. It's kind of like watching Joel when he posts some videos on his page. where all of a sudden he's, with a GoPro, but he's on a dirt bike. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like, this is
he
weird,
shreds
but
on a
this is
bike.
entertaining. Yeah, he does. I'm like, holy crap, he's just as good on two wheels as he is on four. So it was cool watching you go from the quad earlier in the day, jumping in a sprint car and freaking just going around that track in circle. Like, that was cool as shit. I was enjoying that.
Yeah. So honestly, I'd like to talk about my transformation since like 3 years ago before my second inch 50 class. If that's cool with you.
Dude, this is your episode. You talk about whatever you want, homie.
So about 4 years ago, I raced my first 250 years straight. Only 250s at the national level. I raced three classes: youth all star, schoolboy senior, 250 mod. Didn't have the greatest season, honestly. It was my first season out there. I think I got only one class or two classes in the top 10. Well, that's just like I had to go to work. The following winter, I stayed down with Jeffrey and Brandon at Jeffrey's parents' house, riding with a bunch of other people like Dawson Harringer, Landon Corn. So all those guys, it's definitely a great time getting to ride down there. It helped me out a good bit. I was able to get all my classes in top 10 that time, maybe even a third, fifth place. It was pretty good. Obviously, still wasn't there. I had a lot more work to do. So fast forward
Uh,
into my last winter at Deckers, putting a lot of work out of the first year, and I was making that jump to two B classes in college. And honestly, I don't know what it was, but me coming in here, I wasn't like jumping any jumps. Like I'm coming here and I'm watching 85 riders, 90 shifter riders hitting jumps that I wasn't even doing on a 450 coming down here. I was like, what is wrong with me? But like I literally hit every single jump last year, through so much. And honestly, coming in, so I was nervous coming to the first racing here for my first time. I got second out of the whole shot every time. Passed them first lap, lapped them,
nice.
and honestly, after that, I knew I was so confident going to the rest of the races. I knew I was gonna win this championship. Honestly, my first race at Georgia last year, I was I got the whole shot, my first whole shot of the weekend. Second lap had a 15-second lead, and I don't know what I was doing. I was running in my head. I just wanted to win. I was like so happy finally able to win my first race of the year and like I don't know, my second win ever. But I ended up wrecking, and after that, I kind of cleared my head, and I was able to do really good for the rest of the races. The rest of the season, I won every single race and all those except for in production B, I won every race total. If I didn't get second in the one moto at Ironman, I would have went undefeated. But I
Mm,
wish I could have got that undefeated. But what are you gonna do,
you're gonna keep pushing, and you're gonna do it this year.
right? I'm definitely gonna go for it. I got third in college way last year. Um, this year, one guy moved up, the other one stopped racing. So hopefully I can get these done, and I'm definitely just gonna go in there with the same mindset as last season and give it my all.
Oh yeah, and we know you could do it. We've watched you. Like I said, the progression is crazy. You know what I mean? It's even if you take the Deckers out, down right now, and take that out of the equation. Just you going down last winter. You know what I mean? And then racing last season. Just You could see there's a hell of a lot of improvement, and a lot of it, it's you don't have to be just physically tough. You have to be mentally tough for this sport. I've said it time and time again. I will never stop saying it. You motocross people are a different freaking breed of people. So
Yeah, a hundred
it's a
percent.
lot of it. It's
So
it's mental.
personally, so like I'm just getting to that point where I'm just that type of guy that's just gonna do it and do it and do it until I get the till I make it. Like I'm not just gonna like I don't tell anybody. Like yesterday, we were riding out here as a bunch of us. We were doing heats and along moto. Well, we were taking a break from our heats to our long moto, and I stayed out there the entire time. There's this uphill triple that I haven't hit from the inside, and I just went around every single time. There's like 10 times I just kept going around the inside, hitting the turn, hoping I can finally get that feel for it. And he comes over, he's like watching me do it. He's
Hmm.
like, just do it. All you have to do is hold it wide open. You're gonna make that thing. You're hitting that turn perfect. I'm like, all right, I did it. Wide open, hit it perfect. So I was just sitting out there trying to get improvement, improvement, improvement to become faster and faster.
Yeah, and that's what I like about motocross too. I've touched on it before. You know, even if you weren't at Deckers training necessarily, and it was even if it was just a practice day or something, everybody still helps each other. Like Joel and Bryce and all those guys would still, talk to you and say, "Hey, do this, do that, or this looks good, or you could do this better." Like, you don't even need to be in an actual training, facility. They all help. Same with, our D6 series. Everybody helps all the time. When it comes down to the actual races, yeah, you're competitors, but everybody still watches out for everybody too. If something, God forbid, knock on
Yeah.
wood, happens, I mean, somebody's there still. So it's not just a community, it's all family, whether you're competitors or not. And that's one thing I absolutely freaking love about motocross. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. So, actually,
Yep.
so it's kinda crazy with vlogging. I have 3 videos already recorded that are getting edited, and I post, like, every 2 weeks, so I already have 3 videos. That will put me to literally to the Decker race. I can record a Decker race, and that'll be the next video I have to record. It's kinda crazy what you can do with
Mhm.
YouTube.
Yes. That's actually my plan. I'm hoping to record, with somebody tomorrow night, actually. I got you tonight. I'm hoping to record with somebody tomorrow and somebody else, completely different on Friday, hopefully. Because that's been my plan the whole time too, is, try and bang out a couple of these, episodes, and get the recording done, and then I can sit there and edit and get all that stuff done, so then I can just schedule the post. And I think that's a big key to doing, YouTube. Obviously, it goes along with the consistency, but it's hard too because it's the off season. A lot of you guys are like you down at Deckers. Heath was down at Deckers when he did his. Like, there's a lot of you guys that are training and trying to take care of other stuff or catch up on actually going to work or school. So it gets hard to record. Now, hopefully these, few of you guys hopefully are lined up that I can get, a couple of you guys done in the next few days. And then I can sit there, I can edit yours and get that done real quick, get that posted, but then I can get these other two, edited and ready. And that way it's a little less stress with, oh shit, like I didn't get to post a video this week. I really have to get one next week now, and it doubles
Yeah,
the
we're
pressure then to, get that.
Yeah, we're gonna be like hoping to build like a podcast room out of Tri City. So it'd be kind of I'll be like spending most of my time out there training. So it'd be cool, like even halfway through the season we could do podcast or even at the end of the year too. Just kind of getting a take on the season and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely game for that for sure. And I've told other people, I want to bring people back after the season's halfway through or whatever, or at the end, and do overviews of how things went, how they did, and what they're planning for the next. That's absolutely what I want to do. It's just more content, and it's just it keeps things going, and it still helps with the consistency even though it's different, different topics, and subjects. It's going to be something different, halfway through.
Yeah,
God forbid somebody gets hurt, they could be talking about,
yeah,
their injury, what happened, and how they plan to, hit physical therapy and come back stronger the next season, or or they happen to go undefeated, and half of the season's done, and nobody's beating them. Knock on wood. Like it's always something. So definitely, you know what I mean. Especially at Tri City, it'll be even better. Like I said, my camper is going to be not just my editor for my photos and stuff, but it's going to be set up with my cameras and microphones and all that, so I can record while I'm at the tracks too. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. Be kind of cool because they're gonna be like transforming a little headquarters for me at Tri City. Gonna kind of start building my life now. I'm 18, so about to finish up with school this year, and it's gonna be a great time. Focus on the
Yep.
vlogs, working on getting sponsors, and honestly, is it cool if I talk about some of the people that are helping me out this year?
It was going to be one of my questions anyway, so go for it.
So, guys, how it goes with sponsorships, you lose people, you gain people. This year, I've gotten Maxx Gear as as a sponsorship this year, and it's definitely been great. They're
Yep.
helping me out big time, so definitely huge shout out to them. Hi with FTR, helping out the graphics, keeping me looking fresh. So with those two working together to make me look fresh. And guys, I don't know if you all seen, but I posted on Facebook. There's a post of my gear and graphics that are matching for round one at Extricani. So keep a watch. You're definitely gonna get to see that stuff, and he just sent the graphics out the other day,
Yep.
so I can't wait to see that thing. Definitely like to shout out Keith, Lock and Door Services for helping me out this year. Mountain Ridge Metals. There are definitely a lot of guys helping me out this year, and I'm definitely thankful for all those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Sponsors are a big name of the game. You know what I mean? Whether you're a pro guy or you're just starting out, every little bit counts. Even if you have some Joe Schmo that isn't even a business, and they just help contribute to your season by one weekend worth of entry fee, or a gate fee or a can of gas or whatever. All that stuff adds up. It's all helpful. I mean, I know it's not uh, a cheap thing to do. Um, there's so many variables, and those machines are expensive as hell,
100%.
especially if you're
100%.
breaking.
So
So
obviously,
yeah,
we know Joel has the best sponsorship out of anybody in 18 motocross, and like honestly, I'd like
yep,
to talk about this a little bit. So this is my best year for sponsorships. Posting on social media and honestly, just spending your time on it, posting consistently is a big thanks for sponsors, and people don't get that. Like nobody does post consistently on in the
yep,
quad world other than like a couple people. And I'm just like, I don't know, like that's the biggest thing they look for in sponsoring people because like I mean, I don't want to
yeah,
say it, but like the sport isn't that big, and like that's the only way you're gonna find these sponsors, and nobody wants to do it. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
like I really think if you're able to grow it and you're racing 18 motocross and it's not that big, but like you get 1 million followers, there's no reason why Gold Speed or anybody wants to give you free tires and some money. No reason.
yeah, yeah. And it's how hard is it? You make a video, you say, like I don't know if you saw, my post on my race page earlier, but with my own rebranding and expansion to full media production this season, I'm actually going to be focusing on the social media side of stuff when it comes to video clips and stuff. I mean, how hard is it for you to take 30 seconds, you walk around your bike, you talk about, say, a new set of handlebars and new tires that you're running this season,
Exactly.
and tag the name. Like, it's so easy.
Exactly.
And that's what these
That's
guys look for. It's we need to grow the sport for sure. I've talked about it numerous times on here. I will not stop talking about it. I will say I personally reached out to one major company to see if they had any interest. Unfortunately, they already have a few things, on their plate. So they did thank me for reaching out and inquiring. I'm waiting to hear back from another two big companies that when it comes down to it, they have a big part of racing, not just motocross, but anything big part of everyday life. So it's hoping I can maybe, get them to be a part of our D6 series. Um, you know, I think we need to try different avenues, so to speak, when it comes to looking for sponsors, not even just for the D6, but the national level as well. It has we have the potential to be as big
we
or
have the
bigger
potential.
than the damn dirt bikes. Yeah. I w you know, I want to see somehow we need to figure it out how to get an exhibition race of those pros that we have, say, and my suggestion, I was talking to Chris and Andy on that episode. We talked about it a little bit, during a supercross race, you have, say, the first two motos go, and then boom, you have the pro freaking quad guys hit the same track to be televised to put on a damn show. Nobody
Yeah.
will be disappointed in that. Nobody.
Yeah, that'd be
And they
cool.
will show that right there that these guys could run with, the dirt bike guys. It takes bigger balls
Yeah,
for sure to jump a freaking quad. You guys can't correct those quads in the air like you can a dirt bike. Ask Joel, he'll tell you.
100%.
He rides both,
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah,
gotta do something for sure.
definitely.
Yeah. I think between your vlog, my podcast, we can make something happen here. We'll bring Haley
100%.
on the
And
show.
yeah,
Boom.
I
There
mean,
we go.
honestly, you think
She'll
about it,
tell everybody.
um, yeah. So you think about it, all it takes is literally one person. If you have a bunch of people doing it and one person blows
Uh-huh.
up, all it takes is one person. That's literally what happened with drag racing.
Yeah.
It blew up off of one person, and it's way bigger now. All it takes is one person to
Mhm.
blow up in 18 motocross, and you have Honda making another bike again.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what? What's the worst that somebody says? No. All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Brush your hands off, you move to the next person. We're not going to
Right?
get anything unless we ask for it. We can't expect, a big company to just come up and like, hey, let me give you guys $50,000 for the season to use at your will for, banners and this or that or whole shot awards. We have to open our mouths. We have to ask for it, you
Yeah,
know?
100%.
And it only, like you said, only takes one person. Even sponsorship wise, it only takes one person. Once we can get one big company on board, others will follow suit. And like you said, that with the social media and the sharing, that's not hard. All we you tag a website, you tag their Facebook page, whatever. Everybody's I hit my mic. Everybody's on social media all the time anyway. All it takes is an extra
Yeah.
few seconds, extra couple finger taps,
Yep. Why
then you get
why be
your
watching
recognition for
everything
doing your
that
part.
yeah. Why are you spending your time watching everyone else? Sure, watch your fair share, but why do you wanna sit there all the time watching stuff when you can making your own stuff happen?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another reason, like I said, I want to hit more of the uh, social media based stuff this season. Um, when I do my videos, that's was part of my post earlier was, it's already going to be in 9:16 orientation. Like you're not even going to have to turn or crop your video. It's already going to be vertical. So I send you your edit and you go click, upload, type a little description, click, post, done. You don't have to,
Yeah.
crop it or do anything. I'm gonna throw it together, a quick 30 seconds to a minute, something like that. Maybe some slow-mo, you putting on your new helmet, there you go. Boom, tag your helmet
Yeah.
sponsor, you know,
Right?
putting on your gloves before you're about to hit the track. Boom, glove sponsor, gate
Yep.
drop. Boom, tire sponsor. Like I'm gonna try and hit
Yeah.
those, this year. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't help just me, obviously, make some money to pay some bills, but it helps everybody because you get a video, sponsors get their shout outs. It's a win-win all around. It's something so
Yeah.
easy to do. Everybody has to do it though. Everybody has to do their part.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep. And like I said, we got the potential. We can do it. Our guys are just as good as those pro guys. Joel sure
Yeah.
as hell is. I would love to see Joel go on the. Honestly, this is what I want. I want to see Joel Hetrick on the track with Eli Tomac at the same time. That's what I want to see. I want to make that damn promo video myself. You got friggin' both of them just hitting a triple, one on a quad,
If
one
you
on the bike, just slow
yeah.
motion. I'm telling you.
I If you put them on an
Yep.
MX track, it'll be pretty close.
Oh yeah.
I know
Bud's
when
Creek, baby.
Hayden
Let's
was
do
down
it.
here I know when Hayden Deegan was down here riding at Deckers, Zach was riding too, they had the same lap times.
Did they? That's sick. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Everybody thinks dirt bikes, are so amazing. Well, yeah, it's badass. It's sick, but our quad guys are
So do
just as good,
quads.
if not better. Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you. Just line it up. Joel and Eli, two friggin' goats, and just go at it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I've had
Yeah.
so many visions in my head for videos. It's like, ugh, I just need to make it happen now somehow. Even
Yeah.
even if it's Deeks, talk to Haley, get Hayden to do it, and it will be
I've
you
been
and
working on
Hayden to
that.
start for the video.
I've been working on it.
Yep.
Actually, so Sonny, they built the track here, and I got in contact with him. He built our track. He's Deegan, Hayden, and Haley's
Okay.
uncle.
Oh,
Marissa
okay.
is his sister. So he was actually at their house for Christmas talking about our track and stuff. So we're hoping to build a MX track eventually there.
Nice.
So he'll be he was talking to them, and they were like Brian and stuff, and they were saying it was pretty sick. And Haley, I messaged her and she said she'd come up, and I'm hoping to message Brian. Hopefully, Brian and Hudson will come up, and hopefully Hayden will follow. So,
Hell yeah. Just make sure you tell me way ahead of time so I can make that freaking 8-hour trip to your house to that track so I can be there too. We
there's
can
gonna be
make it
like
a
a
whole
bunch of
party
camera guys
weekend.
there.
It's no, just me. I get the exclusives.
Maybe. I have somebody that I invited up already for my vlog filming. So
Okay, you can have him for your vlog side, but it's exclusive after that for me.
I'm
You
sure
can do
they'll
the
have their
whole I'm
people,
telling you,
but
I'm already doing the whole thing in my head. Writing, interviews, podcast, vlog, everything. Just boom. Bundle it together, baby. We got it.
I'm sure they'll have their people filming for them. But yeah, other than that,
Yep. Yeah, that would be dope. It would be dope. So,
yeah, for
but
sure.
I'm gonna let you go. What's the last few things that you want to say? Anything else? Anybody? Any other sponsors you want to mention, or anything else you want to talk about before you give your final thoughts on a work-life balance?
I'd like to thank Hetrick Racing for sure. Switched them this off season. They're really close to us, so it works out really good. Definitely Tri City, my dad track, and definitely good time riding there. My dad for sure with his company, Flea Flickers, River Power Sports. My mom and pap helped me out. Schiffer Drilling, big shout out to them. JS Motorsports, they helped me out with my helmets and boots. Also, thanks again to Keith's Locks and Doors service and Maxx Gear again. A huge thanks to them and everyone for supporting me. So yeah.
All right, let's get down to it now. Name of the game, life balance. You're 18, you're a young man, you're finishing school, you're starting to build that life. Tell the viewers what you feel so far have been your keys to success with your own work life balance when it comes to schoolwork, traveling, and racing.
Well, honestly, so when COVID came around, I started doing school online, and honestly, it wasn't very hard for me to do that. So I can do it instead of being at school for 7 hours. I can do it 2 hours max. So definitely makes it a lot more easy. I don't really have many classes for the sem last semester for my senior year. So honestly, it takes me like 40 minutes. I'm good. And yeah, honestly, traveling's pretty easy too. Just take this camper down there, got my car. I have Josh with me. He's my mechanic. So we just get down here, do my school 40 minutes throughout the day whenever I can after riding. If off day, it's pretty easy for sure. But I'm able to he'll film for me. We just gotta I send it to somebody that will edit it for decently cheap for me. Not Lock Films. Shout out to him. Um, we all the edits and yeah, so pretty easy for me. I mean, not super easy, but I'm definitely getting it covered.
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you being on the podcast. Like I said, we'll do another episode, like halfway through the season, catch up with you. Definitely again at the end of the season, we'll get together, do another one, see how you did between D6 and nationals. So I appreciate your time, my friend. Have a safe practice down there. I know you're working, busting your ass down there at Deckers. And I'm doing about a month at our D6 opener, in Jersey, coming up my home track, so it's not far from me. But for now, have yourself a good
All
night.
right, thank you.
This is Life is Fast. Why ride slow? Have a good night, everybody.